so I'm gonna start it, a little bit behind the eye. Some thread wraps going back, and snip out my leftover. Constantly spinning my bobbin, get that thread to lay down flat, and I'll work my way just a little bit down the shank. And nice little thread body there. So here I have the micro dragon tail. They come in the micro, mini, and the magnum. This one's about 4 inches long. The mini's about 6 inches long, and the magnum's like 8 to 10 inches long. So, just match it up to your hook size. You're tying bigger ones, you might be able to go with the mini. So my micro dragon tail, right where the taper kind of starts, is where I'll tie that into the shank. Make some loose wraps to start, and then I can start cranking it down a little bit. Working my thread wraps back just a little bit. Then tie in the rest of that. Same thing, gonna build up a little bit of thread body. So there's my dragon tail tied in there. Now I'm gonna take some marabou, and sometimes, especially bigger ones, I'll palmer this in there. Today, I might try and palmer it in there. So I'll just tie in my tip right in front of the dragon tail. And then try not to capture all these other fibers. And I'll do a quick whip finish so I can use my rotary. Same thing, just keep teasing fibers out, trying to make your wraps in front of one another. And I like to palmer it because it just gives it a little bit longer fiber. Work my thread back over the marabou there. Snip out my butt section, and then kind of pull everything back. So now it's nice, even, kind of little collar on the tail there. It blends in real nice, which you just don't get if you just put the rabbit in there. So a little bit more of a step, but you still crank out a bunch of them. So now I'll take my black rabbit strip and clean up my tip, and then I'll tie in my rabbit strip right up to the back of the marabou, or the front of the marabou. And just palmer wraps my rabbit. And keep making wraps up to just behind the eye. I like to try and leave a little bit of the hook exposed, so when I build up my little body of resin, it's nice, uniform, it's not crowding the hook eye. capture my rabbit strip, secure that down. So we'll cover up this little thread wrap with that resin and build a little bit of a head. Sometimes you can throw some eyes in there too if you really want to. But super simple fly. Then I can whip finish. And I'll just do one because I'm gonna coat it with a bunch of resin. The Solarez hard thick, black and red. Looks pretty good. Just trying to get a nice round body by UV. Get those fibers out of there. And we'll add just a little bit more resin. Just build up a nice head here. Nice even head. Some resin. And I'll just make some turns. Try and even it out, make it round. And then I'll hit it with my UV. And this really just helps, keep your wraps tight. I'll take my UV light here and hit the resin. Pull everything back again. And I might add a little bit more resin to the top, just to make it even.